Latest snapshot of the Boston mayoral race shows a tough climb ahead for Mayor Marty Walsh's closest competitor. That would be City Councilor Tito Jackson. A new Suffolk University Boston Globe poll finds Walsh has a 31-point lead over Jackson if the election were held today. That's not the only obstacle. When it comes to what voters think of the candidates, more than 60% have a favorable opinion of Walsh compared to Jackson's 40%. Not since 1949 has a mayoral incumbent lost the race. So what might make this race different? Tito Jackson is here to tell me. Councilor, it's good to see you.
It is great to see you.
Can we stay on that for a minute? The good news is a large plurality of people actually view you favorably. The bad news is a ton of people don't even know who you are.
Well, actually, and they're going to meet me. What this poll has let me know that I need to continue to get out in the neighborhoods. It also shows, though, that Mayor Walsh, with $4 million in the bank, only has a little bit over 50% of folks saying that they're going to vote for him. That shows trouble, and that gives an opportunity for me to speak about the issues that people care. 71% of people said that they are unhappy with the price of housing in the city of Boston.
Yeah, we have that here.
Right? And Mayor Walsh is actually doing nothing to deal with these issues. We have the largest income disparity in the whole country, and as mayor of the city of Boston, I will step forward and deal with these issues and deal with the issue of affordable housing and also improve our education system.
Right. Well, it's funny. Let's put education up, too. You're right that people are not happy with the lack of affordability of housing. We just put that up, the lack of progress being made in the schools. But while on its face you would say that's good news for you, I would argue that in light of the fact that he's still winning by a significant margin, let me just finish the thought, and they don't like how he's performed on that, that either means they don't value your ideas or they don't know what your ideas are.
Or they don't know that they have another option. And so I am that option. As a mayor of the city of Boston, instead of advocating for changing or breaking state laws to build more luxury housing and focusing on things like GE and giving them a bridge while he was closing down a bridge for homeless people.
GE's given $50 million to the schools over 5 years.
No, it's supposed to be $25 million. They still haven't cut the check yet.
So you don't think they're going to renege on the commitment?
$25 million out of $276 million. We should have actually put that in the Boston public schools.
Wait a second. You think they're going to renege on whatever the commitment is, $25 million, as you said?
They reneged on their commitment to the Housatonic River. In Pittsfield, right? And so when it comes down to it, the question is, and by the way, from an economy perspective, small businesses, innovative businesses, and the folks who are, and my millennials are the ones who are actually growing businesses. But back to this issue of housing, those millennials are saying to me that they can't even think of actually buying a house in the city of Boston. The costs are so high. As mayor of the city of Boston, for $5 million, I will house 400 families with city-backed vouchers.
Are we better off without GE in this town?
You know what? We're better off without politicians who are willing to give the whole farm away to General Electric.
So you would have said, if that was their demand, you would have said, go somewhere else.
No, that's the question is not on GE. GE wanted an incentive. The question is, do we have to do $276 million and a helipad? And take the money from our young people in the Boston public schools and give it to GE? Because this year, Mayor Walsh's budget, which will be up on Wednesday, cuts 49 schools by $11 million. Does not restore autistic funding, which Mayor Walsh cut last year, doesn't restore trauma funding, doesn't restore funding to nurses. People want leadership, and as mayor of the city of Boston and also as chair of education, I will be the leader who actually improves public education in the city of Boston.
Why do they feel so positively about him as approval rating if they think he's doing such a crappy job?
Because you guys don't analyze him enough, and you guys talk about him, and there's a bunch of puff pieces out there.
Has he been one of the leaders? Has he been one of the leaders against Trump? The policies that you don't.
But he's not running. By the way, he's not running against Trump.
No, I'm sure he wishes. You would not use the mayoralty as a bully pulpit. But
I would definitely use it as a bully pulpit. But I would actually use it to actually help people's lives in housing, help people's lives relative to schools. He wants to run against Trump, but you know what? Too bad, Mayor Walsh. You actually have to run against Tito Jackson and deal with these real issues and someone who has a solution for those issues.
Councilor Jackson, one of the things that obviously I hope most people care a lot about in the polls is the state of race relations in the city. Almost 60% of blacks, fewer than 40% of whites feel the city is racist. Who's right? Is the city a racist city?
Well, I think the question is who actually leads in this area. Mayor Walsh needed $1 million to have racial dialogues in the city of Boston. What people expect out of a leader in the city of Boston is not only to have dialogues, but actually to do something.
What is he not doing that he should be doing?
When the police department has an issue with, I don't know if you know the recent video that came out that was racially disparaging. One of those individuals is actually back to work before the
They concluded he had absolutely nothing to do with the making of the video.
The issue I have is the whole investigation of both of those people has actually not been put to rest. In addition, there was an employee in the city of Boston who sued the city for $13 million, got a $13 million judgment because of racist things that actually happened to her.
How many years ago was that?
Actually, just 2 years.
Okay.
Right? These are issues that we expect leadership on in the city of Boston.
Is the police department racist in the city?
I think we have one of the best police departments in the United States of America, but they can be better. The police department should actually have more people of color in it, and should be a reflection of the city.
Do you think Commissioner Evans and Mayor Walsh are trying to get more people of color in the police department?
Well, you know what? The trying component, the question is, are they effective? And under a Jackson administration, you would have effective leadership on diversifying not only the police department, not only the fire department, but all of the city of Boston. And we would also ensure that Boston residents had an opportunity to be at the table for these Boston jobs.
So polling numbers in June, low fundraising numbers, none of this at all. Look at the smile on your face. None of it at all says to you, maybe I should have done something a little bit differently.
Actually, no. Actually, it encourages me. It lets me know that the over 1,000 people that we have volunteering for us are actually making headway. It lets us know that the people of the city of Boston are looking for another option, and that option is a Jackson administration where we'll put people over profit and ensure that everybody in the city of Boston has an opportunity to rise, not only the people at the top of the luxury towers that Mayor Walsh continues to build. He's forgotten about the real people in the city of Boston, 50% of which make $35,000 a year. He is doing nothing to help those folks in the middle class and those folks who are poor. He has turned his back on them, and I will step forward and ensure that we face their issues and uplift them.
We hope in the fall you two can discuss these things together here. Good to see you, City Councilor.
I do a bunch of as many debates as you would like to
facilitate.
So would
I. Nice to see you, Tito Jackson. Appreciate it.